Amendment 1.
Thank you. I think we all agree that the proposals put forward in the following Constitution Standing Orders amendments are broken and they won't work. And I think the best way to proceed, therefore, is to vote for Amendment 1. And I think we've heard three reasons against voting for Amendment 1. The first, and it's one that instinctively I would often sympathise with, is this idea that we should just speed on, don't worry about the problems, we can fix them afterwards. Well, the problem is, one of the things the package of proposals breaks is the ability to amend the Constitution in future. Because under the proposals, we would require in future a two-thirds majority of a number that in practice nobody would ever be sure what it is. So the risk is, not just the risk, the reality would be that we break it and break our ability to fix it. So sympathetic though I am to the idea of let's just go on and then sort out the details afterwards, this is actually an occasion where that just doesn't work. The second argument, again one I'm often sympathetic to, Gareth's point about should we really trust the FE to go away and do certain things given the track record on this issue so far? But that's why the amendment quite clearly sets out the areas that the FE needs to address and also sets out what things need to come back to conference for conference to decide on in future. And actually that set of proposals in that amendment very closely, quite deliberately match the views that people expressed during the party consultation process. So what the amendment really does is it says to the FE, we've done a consultation, let's now actually implement the sorts of details that people were saying in the consultation they want. And then I think the third sort of possible reason is the one about, well, if we add in all these extra details, might that slow the process down? Well, much though it might appear that the FE is not able to do more than one thing at once, I do actually have more faith in them than that. But also, if you look carefully through the different extra steps Amendment 1 requires, they're not ones that will take up a significant amount of extra time. They are ones where it's important to take enough time to get right, but they're not ones that will actually delay the overall process significantly, because the crucial thing is, the thing that will take the most time is waiting for the next conference where we can vote. So there is a natural period of time anyway, which we have to wait for until some fixed proposals can come back. So it won't delay matters. And finally, I would say the extra points in Amendment 1 are crucial because if we were to go down the route of OMOV, we would be increasing the electorate around 20-fold. For every one person at the moment who has the vote, around 20 people would have the vote for OMOV. Now, you might think that's a good reason, you might think that's a bad reason for going for OMOV, but regardless, it is utterly incredible to think you can increase the electorate 20-fold and not have to do anything to change any other parts of the system. Imagine if we had a debate on electoral reform and political reform and someone were to get up here and say, you know what, we've got the franchise right, we can reject all our other policies on political reform because actually nothing matters other than who has the vote. That clearly is a nonsensical position to take. So what Amendment 1 does is if you're in favour of OMOV, it makes OMOV doable and it then allows us to vote on the principle of OMOV on the motion. If you're against OMOV, that's fine. We're making sure we don't fall into a horrible trap and then you can still vote on the principle for or against OMOV. And in fact, even if you're not quite sure about what's in the amendment, because some of those things have to come back to conference, you'll still get another say. So whether you're in favour of OMOV, whether you're against OMOV, whether you're in favour of Amendment 1, or in fact whether you're against Amendment 1, you should still vote for Amendment 1. Thank you.